In this day and age, countries work constantly to improve their ability to fight other countries. Starting in the 1930s to 1940s, a few countries, including America and Russia, began working towards creating the ultimate weapon, intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs. ICBMs are rockets that can be fired from anywhere in the world to anywhere else in the world, carrying thermonuclear warheads that can bring forth absolute destruction. Today, we're going to talk about these warheads, how they work, what they do to humans, and what they do to the environment.
There are two ways that a nuclear bomb can explode. The first is nuclear fusion, and the second is nuclear fission. Fission occurs when the nucleus of a plutonium or uranium atom is assaulted with neutrons, causing it to split. Plutonium and uranium are the most chosen elements since they have the highest probability to fission. They send out two neutrons after fission, which then collide with other nuclei, which then split and send out more neutrons. This makes a chain reaction, becoming one of the most destructive forces on the planet. The nuclei must fission fast enough to sustain the explosion, or it will reach critical mass, where the chain reaction can no longer be self-sustaining. Fusion is when two nuclei combine into one heavier nucleus, which releases a bunch of energy. The energy in fusion is not conserved, and some of it is released as energy, which is what makes the explosion. Typically, the two molecules that fuse are of hydrogen, which is why the term hydrogen bomb exists. One model of bomb, called the gun type, the type of bomb that Little Boy was, shoots one piece of uranium at another, then lets out a burst of neutrons in order to start the chain reaction, which continues until the bomb blows itself apart. For the plutonium-using Fat Boy, however, a new design was required. Since the plutonium had part of an isotope of plutonium-240, which fissions quicker than a desired 239, the scientists working on the bomb had to figure out how to make it explode faster. This led to designing a new model of bomb, the implosion type. This used a series of explosions in order to condense the plutonium until it became dense enough to go critical and start the chain reaction. Each of these bombs have distinct differences, but still effectively do the same thing. They kill people.
Nuclear weapons can have pretty devastating effects on human beings. There is a big reason for radiation to affect humans. The first factor is the amount of radiation or dose that enters the human body through radiation waves. The dose is very important because it can infect and effect all parts of your body. One major part of that waves can affect your body is your brain and blood system. This happens because the waves of radiation move into your body by three waves. The first way is through underground water that then enters our body through our water intake or drinking water. The second way is through EM waves entered through our respiratory system when radiation gets on dirt or soil. Lastly, the third reason is that radiation gets absorbed by the plants and animals that humans eat.
Nuclear weapons affect our environment because they have shock waves that cause blast damage, plus fireball and thermal radiation cause scorching of organic material. After the explosion will release gases that will cause the people to get poisoned. Nuclear weapons also release a black powder that is harmful to the atmosphere and to our health. Then after a couple of days they will end up passing away. The explosion can also lead to the people getting lung cancer and leukemia. The people who get lung cancer and leukemia will pass away when they're in their mid-60s up to early 70s.
Nuclear weaponry is still active around the world today. The United States, the United Kingdom, Russia, France, China, India, Pakistan, Israel, and North Korea are all armed with nuclear weapons, with a total of 15,800 nuclear warheads placed around the world. More countries keep forging towards nuclear weaponry by the day, and if global thermonuclear war breaks out, the entire Earth will be obliterated. We can't let this happen. Multiple international organizations, such as ICAN and CTBTO, are working constantly to prevent nuclear apocalypse by proposing treaties to measure for and eventually ban nuclear war weapons and nuclear testing.